There's so many joys of being a missionary, also a lot of challenges. But some of the joys is that it really, in some ways, strips you and refines you in your trust with God. Whether it's, being fully support raised for kind of your finances. That's one place of trust. But also just in ministry and serving in a cross-cultural sense, trying to understand people and their culture and how they think about life and relating to them, and sharing the gospel in a way that makes sense and is relevant to where they are, what they think is a refining experience as a missionary. And so trying to, be to the Jews, like Paul says, and be to the Romans. That you learn so much, I think, about yourself and the gospel through the process of heading into cross-cultural ministry.
I think a huge joy of cross-cultural ministry, at least for me, has been to be humbled by the fact that I have a specific and special platform to speak into somebody's life purely on the fact that I'm a foreigner. I get people's ear maybe 100 times more than a local or a national would be with the same gospel message. And for me to not take that lightly, but to embrace that with joy and boldness of going, I have the privilege and honor of sharing the gospel message with somebody that may or may not listen to anybody else, and they really maybe just want to practice their English, or maybe they're really just motivated by the fact that I'm an American and they're intrigued by that. But I get the privilege to have that advantage on my side and to utilize that. I think that's been incredibly humbling, but then also very joyful with going, wow, this is a huge privilege and advantage that I have in this country to speak truth and to be listened to. Whereas I think, Jesus was not listened to among his hometown and his friends and his family, but people outside of those circles were much more willing to listen or open to listen. And I think that I've had that same experience that Christ has had, that the world is there and is listening, and that's a huge privilege that I want to take advantage of.